The Champions League knockout stages are upon us, and our first opposition, Bayern Munich. Yeah, I was really hoping for an easier team than this. Of course, in real life, Bayern Munich, quite a good football team. In Football Manager, equally quite good. To be fair, they didn't win the league last year. They finished third, but besides that, they've won the league quite a lot over recent years. In this universe, Bayer Leverkusen aren't here to spare Germany, and, they are currently top with 13 points clear after 24 games. I really wanted an easier draw than this. And their star man is their goalkeeper, Montoto. Fantastic name. I wish I had a goalkeeper as good as this guy. Then again, he is on £300,000 a week, which, to be frank, even if I wanted to buy this guy, I could not afford. Of course, last episode we concluded the transfer window. It is now the 7th of March. I've played a whole lot of football. We beat Chelsea 9-1. Yeah, we'll talk about that right after the intro. Let's get into things. And yeah, I suppose the logical place to start here is with the result I just mentioned. I very gleefully, giddily got that in. I'm like an excited child who's too excited to tell a story. Look, we beat Chelsea 9-2. Chelsea, of course, one of our rivals at the top of the league. Now, to be fair, yeah, it was in the FA Cup, and yeah, they did rotate their team a little bit. But don't let that ruin the narrative. Sam Fay scored 4, and we were bloody brilliant in this game. We're still in the FA Cup. Annoyingly for us, however, in the next round, the quarter-final, we've been drawn against Arsenal. So yeah, Arsenal, who are currently our big rivals in the league. Next round. I really wanted to win the FA Cup. Every year it feels like we get really bad draws, and that's not changing this year. Of course, just as a little reminder, we lost to Arsenal in the FA Cup final a couple of years ago, so I'm going to be looking for revenge for that, but also looking for a bit of vengeance, because right now, with 10 games left of the season for us, they are ahead of us in the league, and Arsenal have found some form lately. They've lost 2 games all year, and yeah, it is just a bit annoying, really. Now, we were due to play them in the league this month, but because of the Champions League and the FA Cup game, that game has been moved. It does mean that we take on Arsenal in first, Chelsea in third, and Manchester United in 6th, in 3 of the last 4 games of the season. It's really not an easy run to end things. Anyway, that is Future Jack's problem. Let's talk about the game since last episode, starting with this win here against Nottingham Forest. A 4-0 win, 3 goals again for Sam Fay. Sam Fay's goal-scoring form has been sensational. As an attacking mid this year, you can see he played 22 games, 6 goals, 5 assists. He's now played 15 games as a striker since we shuffled things around. 12 goals, 8 assists, 7.82 rating. Goes without saying, he will be playing as a striker for the rest of the year. So after that great little clean sheet and big win there, we got a few more big wins against Fulham and Leeds United. 5 goals scored in each of these. Roger Rojas with 2 against Fulham, and against Leeds United, Misiak and Rojas both picking up braces in a rather convincing result. After that, 4-0 against Everton was, again, another superb result. Rotated the team for this game, Sam Fay with 2. Murphy and Goma getting on the score sheet as well. Murphy and Goma attracting some interest right now. Who's he attracting interest from, I hear you ask? Saudi Arabia, Brighton and Napoli. I'll tell you what, that is a contrasting 3 clubs, isn't it? After that, of course, we took on Chelsea that we beat 9-2, and then a defeat against Bournemouth. Yeah. Their goalkeeper got man of the match. Having played Chelsea midweek and knowing that we had Bayern Munich to play in a week's time, I decided to rotate the team against Bournemouth. I thought we were up to the task. Spoilers. We really weren't. We found ourselves a goal down in the first half. They grabbed a second goal early on in the second half. And frankly, there was just no response from us, which is very uncharacteristic. That goal there, I kind of want to blame Schumacher. Am I allowed to blame Schumacher? I'm blaming him. It was Schumacher's fault. He got a 6.2 rating. So looking at the Premier League table, we have dropped down to second, although we do have this game in hand on Arsenal. I've already mentioned them as kind of the big rivals this year. It certainly feels that way. They've been on a really, really good run of results as of late. They've got a very difficult month in April, it's perhaps worth noting. Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool and ourselves to play. I'm hoping they're going to drop some points around then. As for ourselves, though, if we win all our remaining games, we will win the league. So let's just do that. That's, how hard can that be? I mentioned Sam Fay's form recently. He has been playing really, really well. Roger Rojas had such a slow start to the year, but he has definitely stepped up lately. 9 goals in his last 20 appearances for the club is definitely not anything to snuff at. He, of course, has his amazing physicals, his amazing technicals, and to be honest, he probably should be scoring more than Sam Fay, but Sam Fay just has that it factor. In Football Manager, there are just some some players, aren't there, that just, outperform their attributes. Sanfei is that man. Celik's been doing really, really well, and another man who's actually our second top goal scorer, Misiak. Misiak is absolutely insane. He has improved, I feel like, so much since we signed him a few years ago. You can see his overall development here. Really, really bloody impressive. And I suppose that is indicated by the fact that if we just look at the Media Dream 11, he's up there. He is in the Media Dream 11 at centre mid. Celik is there at striker, and Lee Min has snuck in at left back. Lee Min, just as a little reminder, we signed Misiak for £8 million. Lee Min we signed from Tottenham Hotspur, who are currently in the relegation zone, and we signed him for £14 million. That's perhaps one of the best signings we've made all save game. He's locked down the left back spot, of course, did miss a stretch of games due to being at the Asian Cup, but as of late, he's come back into the team. He's playing really well too. I feel like another man who deserves some credit actually is Alex. I don't really talk about our fullbacks nearly enough. Lee Min, obviously, I've bigged him up. Alex has done really well too. The 19-year-old has been featuring in the first team a lot. 9 starts in the Premier League, 8 sub-appearances, and, he has 12 assists in all competitions this year. He has done very, very well for a new young player at 19 years old coming into the first team and being thrown in at the deep end. He's been improving a lot as well. Does give me a little bit of a headache, because I do feel like we've got a few too many wing backs, but it's a good problem to have. And I suppose you could be wondering, Jack, why aren't you playing him more if he's doing so well? Michael Bolton is also very good at football. 7 goals, 5 assists, 7.3 rating for this guy. Again, another player like Lee Min, who we signed when we were in the Championship. And with retrospect now, when you look at things, what a great signing that was. His ratings in the Premier League as a right-back have been absolutely sensational. Not as many man of the matches this year, but at right-back, he has been top draw for us. I am going to sound like a broken record. We are still over our wage budget, so I still can't offer any new contracts to players. Hopefully that is going to remedy itself next year, of course. We are due to move into our brand spanking new stadium this summer. As a result of that, we are going to be getting more money per game in terms of attendances, which should hopefully see us, with more money, have the ability to spend more on wages. If that doesn't happen, I actually don't know what I'm going to do in the summer. This year's been such a weird year because I can't even really do any window shopping. I can't go and make some signings of young players or young punts or anything because I can't afford anyone's wages. So maybe that will change soon. As things stand, the wage budget's still a problem. And it is worth noting, we are due our youth intake this month. I'm not sure if it's going to happen before the second leg against Bayern Munich. If it does happen, we'll cover it. Perhaps worth noting, we do have a week gap between the 2 Champions League games with no league game in between. That's going to be pretty useful for resting up the players. Anyway, with that all said and done, we are going to get into this game against Bayern Munich. I'm hoping we can get a good little result here. In terms of team selection news, the good news for us is there's no injuries to speak of, so we can go into this game pretty much at full strength. NDIA is coming back from a little bit of an injury, but fit enough to play 75 minutes. Not that he'd be starting anyway. In goal, we are going with Haddad. I mentioned Bayern Munich's goalkeeper. It's safe to say that Haddad hasn't been amazing for us this year. In fact, when you look at his rating of a 6.91, it's actually worse than last year, which is not great. I've already bigged up the left back and right back, but Huari and Sneddon are doing exceptionally well at centre back. Huari, I feel like, has improved a fair bit this year. The 25-year-old, of course, regularly playing for the Brazilian national team. And Sneddon was in the Media Dream 11 for kind of the best 11 at the end of last year. He had a really good season last year in the Premier League. He's followed it up with an equally good year this year. I feel like I've not really talked about Sneddon enough. He's on a 7.17 rating at centre-back, which is absolutely superb. Elsewhere in the centre mid, we've talked about Ken before. He'll just never get good ratings because of Football Manager things. But Mark Anderson, on the other hand, the young deep-line playmaker, continuing to improve a lot. I do really, really like this guy. I am a little bit concerned by his ratings and stuff. I mean, he's continuing to improve, and it's not like we're losing, so I guess it's fine. But when you compare his stats with Riviere's over the last few years, maybe Riviere should be coming back into the first team. But equally, I'm biased and I want to see the 19-year-old develop. I can't admit I'm wrong, so he's playing today. In the final third, of course, the 4 Musketeers up top. Yeah, I know there were 3 Musketeers. There's 4 now. Celik, Misiak, Faye, Rojas. They've got this little pentagram forming between them all. They've got the chemistry. They've got the knowledge. Hopefully, they've got the goals for us today. Away from home, would love to win the first leg. Of course, just as a reminder, away goals aren't a thing in the Champions League anymore, so it's not like getting away goals matters any more than in the next game, but nevertheless, away from home, we're going to be up against it a little bit. If we could cause a bit of an upset here, it would be sensational. Ultimately, we want to go into the next game with a real chance. To do that, a draw or better is good enough in my eyes. Okay, Bayern Munich and ourselves. Why are there kit clashes in Europe all the time? Why are Bayern Munich using a white kit that is red, and we're using a black kit that's red? Is this enough of a kit clash? I think we can tell the difference. I hope you can at home. They're on the attack. Okay, maybe my players can't tell the difference. Bayern Munich have scored after 90 seconds. Less than ideal. Build up on the far side. Rooney, you know, the Swedish wonder kid? Yeah, he's still quite good in this universe. I say that. Not really surprising. He should be in his prime right now. He's got the assist there. Haddad didn't cover himself in glory, did he? It might be early. I'm going for the shouty of demand more. 10 minutes into this game. Wake up, lads. Okay, I've done some shouting, highlighting their half. Now I'm starting to believe. Bolton. Options in the middle for him to aim for. Could go on his own. Will he go on his own? He very nearly did. The keeper makes a save. Lee Min over the corner. The South Korean prince whipping it towards the back post and straight into Montoto's hands. Is it just me or is Montoto like as a name? It sounds like a Pokemon. Montoto, go. Definitely a Pokemon. Definitely. Right, Lee Min, can we evade the Pokemon today? I'll tell you what, we bloody can. Michael Bolton scores. It's the fullbacks linking up. It's 1-1 after 21 minutes. Rugby Town used Michael Bolton. It was super effective. Into the bottom corner, that header goes. Lovely little header there. We're back in it. Half an hour played in this game. We're looking up for this game. Obviously, Bayern Munich scored from their first shot of the game. We can't really overreact to that too much, but we have started to steady things a little. We've struggled for possession, but when we've had it, we have created a lot. Maybe that can continue here. Lee Min trying to get to the byline and is dispossessed. Bayern Munich now looking to launch the counter-attack, perhaps. Tell, the French wonder kid, bringing it forward. Bolton, though, shuts him down, lays it back to Sneddon, and we seize back possession and are now going to look to build from the back. Kouari, Anderson, Misiak, Fay, Rojas. Lovely build-up play here. Rojas could go on his own. He does go on his own. It's his 16th goal of the year. I've criticised him a lot this year. I'll let him off. That goal there was bloody sensational. The build-up play through the middle here was really, really nice as well. Just super satisfying play. Fay with the perfectly weighted pass. I did wonder if Rojas might be able to pick out Celik. Didn't need him. Went on his own. Back to goal. Celik. Corner for us. Can he whip it towards the back post? He can. Bolton is there again. And I'll tell you what, right now, Bayern Munich cannot contain Michael Bolton. I said he was super effective. He absolutely bloody is. Celik on this occasion with the in-swinging corner to the back post. A different routine to the last one, but the exact same result. The English right-back rises highest and finds the bottom corner yet again. That said, let's not get carried away just yet, because Bayern Munich, they've got the ball in a dangerous area here. Is that Alphonso Davies still playing for them? I guess it must be. They've also got Musiala in their ranks as well, so they've got some pretty bloody good footballers. Have Bayern Munich. Luzzi, now the ball, giving it wide to Davies. The left-back goes down the line to Tell. We've got men back, but we do not seem capable of getting the ball off them. Rooney dances round his man, hits it just over. By the way, if you were just wondering how good some of these players are, here is how good Rooney is for Bayern Munich. Tell as well is quite good, isn't he? Yeah, they're playing him out on the left-hand side today. He is their club captain. Musiala, maybe on the decline a little bit, but it is still Musiala. I'll tell you what, when I'm looking through these players, they've got a very good squad. And last but not least, Alphonso Davies, 34 years old. He has seen better days. Anyway, it's half-time in this game. We are 3-1 to the good. Started the game slowly, but since then we've done very, very well. Going to tell the players they're playing brilliantly. I feel like in many games this year, I've looked at the strikers and said they're not having a good game today. That is not the case today. Our strikers are really leading the way, and now I'm hoping Celik could get us a fourth. He steps up, free kick, top bins. I feel like at this point it's safe to say that Celik was just money well spent, wasn't it? It was a big punt to kind of pull him away from Everton for £95 million. We broke the bank to do it. This free kick here, I mean, it's so good the camera can't position itself correctly. What a goal that is, 4-1. Well, I don't want to get greedy. I'm sat here thinking, I want 5. I want another, please. Bayern Munich, champions of the Bundesliga many a time. Actually, not current champions, but they will be this coming year due to the points gap they have. And right now, we are humbling them here. Celik's through again. Celik could get another. He does get another. What is happening here? It's 5-1. I don't know what to tell you. I went into this game thinking, it's going to be a big test. It's going to be a challenge for us. I'll tell you what, right here and now, We are passing that test with flying colours and then some. It's 5! I will point out, we have scored 5 goals from an XG of 1.48. This is just a case of us being clinical rather than being super rampant in this game. Although, you know, every time we touch the ball, it results in a goal. We're touching the ball again here. Let's have another goal. Why not? Dexter Sneddon at centre-back, stepping up with the ball for us. He lays it to Celik, who gives it to Rojas. Is he onside? The flag's raised. That was very, very close. The right back, I thought for a moment might be playing him on. It could have been 6. I don't think it is going to be 6. VAR are reviewing it, and it is offside. How close was this? Can we get the lines out, please? I want the lines. Draw me the lines. I don't know why I've turned into like a traffic conductor. Okay, he was quite far offside there. Never mind. Well, I'll tell you what, we're into another highlight immediately. The resulting free kick is going to be taken short by Bayern Munich. We've been all over them in this game, and, well, they've given us the ball here. Sam Fay battling away. Celik comes away with the scraps, could give it to Rojas. He's onside this time, and he probably should have scored. It was a difficult angle. The keeper came out well. But yeah, I mean, it's just chance after chance, isn't it? Anderson puts it in. It's flicked towards Misiak. Just as a reminder, their goalkeeper is their key player. I feel like this game is a perfect example of how goalkeepers in Football Manager, even if you've got one of the best ones in the universe, they can just have bad games. They can just have, you know, matches like this where they just look really, really average. We've looked, by comparison, pretty blooming good thus far. I don't want to get carried away just yet, because at 5-1 with 30 minutes left of this game and a second leg, there's loads of time for more goals to happen. But based on what we've seen here, we have looked comfortable and we could be on the attack again. Rojas' pace is causing them all kinds of issues. Celik bringing it forward. He has been great as well. And I feel like in this game here, it has been notable how good Celik is at a centre attack in mid. I know we've dropped him back from being a striker, but the link-up play that he has, his ability to pick out Rojas and Fay with kind of their runs in behind, is just, it's unmatched, isn't it? Misiak, Lee Min, Anderson, Sneddon. I'm expecting another. I'm waiting for another. The build-up play here was stupendous. Sadly, it doesn't result in a shot yet. And it never will. The highlight ends. I realise I should be making subs. There's 20 minutes left in this game. I'm just enjoying watching the match. Do you ever have games like that in Football Manager? You know, why make subs? Just watch the game and have fun watching it. Riviere whipping in for them. Sneddon away. Still with Dedic here. He's going to try and pick out Tel Bolton, though. The two-time goal scorer kind of half clears away. Of course, Bolton is on for a hat-trick. I guess so is Celik, technically. I don't know how we're going to decide who takes the penalty if it comes to that. Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Bayern Munich with the ball here at the back. Giving it to Garitano. Musiala now with the ball. Wide to Jandrich. He's going to play it down the line to Riviere. He's looking inside. Picks out Lima. One-on-one. Nuno Lima scores. VAR is going to check it. He's picking the ball out of the back of the net, is Lima. It's going to be very awkward if it's offside now, but he seems confident. And it's going to be 5-2. It's a 3-goal game again. There's still 110 minutes left to this tie. It's not over yet. And the defending here, well, I don't want to throw Huari under the bus. Suspect. Right, let's make some subs in this game. Lee Min off, Alex Onyekun. I know Bolton's on a hat-trick. I need him saving his legs for upcoming games. Same with Celik as well. Gilliland on Onyekun. And in the final third, do I want to make any changes with my final sub? You know what? Karim Kanate on, Sam Fay. Have a rest, mate. Okay, changes haven't happened yet, but we are still in possession of the ball. Is this one of those pointless highlights, or is Sam Fay about to make me reconsider my subs? He's not. He has an effort on goalkeeper, parries it over. If you told me going into this game we'd get a 5-2 away win against Bayern Munich, I would have bitten your hand off. 5-3, I probably would have bitten your hand off as well. Not because, you know, I want that, but just I'm hungry. They're on the attack again here. Lima very nearly did make it 5-3. How much added time is there going to be at the end of this game? I'm sure Bayern Munich fans are hoping it's not going to be too much. 4 minutes are going to be added on. Is there time for a late goal? I feel like if they get one back, suddenly this game feels very much on going into the second leg. By comparison, if we'd scored it, you think maybe game over. The chance there is missed by Lima again. It's going to finish 5-2 here. I'm happy with that. I don't feel like that is a result there where I can sit here and say the next leg is going to be a formality. We still need to play well in the next one. Results elsewhere in the Champions League. Man City v Manchester United. Man City winning there. Rangers with Roger Ospina scoring a hat-trick for them. Winning 3-1. That's right. Roger Ospina, the boy. 15 goals in 27 games for Rangers so far. Still not sure he justifies the £60 million they paid for him. But at least he's playing for them this year. Last year, if we look at his stats, he was barely given an opportunity. Bolton picked up man of the match, an assist and 2 goals for him. Another big performance. I picked him up pre-game. I feel like I'm now justified in that. And well, we are going to get him rested up and ready for the second leg. There is a temptation to play a B team against Bayern Munich. I'm not giving in to that temptation. 5 days till the next game. Going to rest up the players. Don't go anywhere. So I didn't realise this, but there were actually Premier League games going on midweek. We weren't playing. Arsenal were playing. They drew 0-0 against Wolves, who themselves are having a really good season up in 7th, so a good home result for them. It does mean that Arsenal are now only 2 points ahead of us with 2 games in hand. If we don't win the league from here, it feels like a bottle. It feels like more of a bottle than last year as well. Last year in the Premier League, you might remember, we slipped away, didn't we, from top spot on the final day, but we'd only made it to top spot on the penultimate day, so we were never really up there. This year, by comparison, we have been consistently towards the top. Oh, the pressure's beginning to get to me. I feel like we have to win it from here, and yet I know we've got such a difficult end to the year, and whilst I know Arsenal have got a tough run of games, it feels like there's a lot of football left to be played. And you know what? That is probably true. There's lots of football to be played. We should focus on the football here and now. Bayern Munich, at home, Champions League, round of 16, second leg. 5-2 up. We should be backing ourselves here. I have rested up the players. They've had 5 days to kind of fully recoup. And with that in mind, not making any changes. I am playing the exact same team that dominated the last game. Okay, into this second leg we go. I feel like there's not too much pressure, at least compared to what there could have been going into this game, because of the result in the first leg. That said, if they get the first goal, I feel like squeaky bum time would start rather early. Bolton for a second there, I thought, giving away a penalty. Can you imagine 3 minutes in giving away a penalty? I don't want to imagine it. Bayern Munich on the attack early on. Not really what I wanted to see either. Last game, they ended up playing quite a defensive shape to end the game. Looks like it might be a slightly different shape in this game here. Rooney dispossessed. Anderson to Rojas. Our attackers really won us the last game. I'm hoping for a similarly clinical performance from them here. Huari has Lee Min to his left. Picks him out. There are options down the line. Lee Min, Anderson, Ken. Ball to Rojas. What a pass that is. What a finish that is. Roger Rojas, he's turning back the clock to last year's Roger Rojas. First half this season, I was not happy with him. I had question marks. I'll tell you what, those questions, they're being answered. He bags another goal here. And Kenichi Kawa, not known for his playmaking abilities, this ball here from him, sensational. On his left foot, Rojas, really confident finish too. You'll love to see it. Okay, well, following on from that early goal, not a whole lot happening in this game. We're halfway through the first half. Bayern Munich yet to have a shot in this game. We've been very, very good defensively. And, well, I'd love to see us extend our lead. So maybe I can make some subs early. Rest up players ahead of a big FA Cup game against Arsenal. I'm not going to do that in an episode just because, I'll be honest, I'm kind of sick of playing Arsenal. And in terms of the priority of competitions we're still in, the FA Cup is still towards the bottom, isn't it? Anderson, can you score? Was he fouled there? He wasn't. Okay. I mean, we're still on the attack here. I'm talking about ifs, buts and maybes of next games. Let's not worry about the next game. Let's work on getting the result here. Lee Min isolated. That ball, though, to Ken is sensational. It's his first ever goal for the club. He's got an assist and a goal as Ken now. I absolutely love this pass from Lee Min here. He draws in 2 players and it looks like he's super isolated and he just picks out the ball. Ken gets it and then, well, that goalkeeper, Montoto, I said he was good, didn't I? He looks good. I mean, you look at his attributes, he's their key player. He just looks bad in the match engine. I've come to the conclusion, good goalkeepers just don't exist in Football Manager, do they? I mean, it's 7-2 on aggregate. Is it selfish to say we want 10? Maybe we should focus on 8 to begin with. Maybe I should not get too carried away just yet. But we are looking really, really good here. This has been one of our best performances in European competition across the last 2 years. And it could have got even better. Misiak blazes that one over. Okay, halftime in this game, 2 goals to the good. I feel like I can just tell the players they're doing brilliantly. And you know what? This might be premature. I'm going to just take off some of the big guns. We can rest some legs here. Bolton, off you come for Alex. NDIA can come on at left back as well. Sam Fay, have a rest. Kanate on Newcombe. I'm making 4 subs at halftime. I'm taking off some star players. It should be fine. Huari over a corner on his left foot, whipping it, and NDIA on off the bench. It's another set piece. Someone should really teach Bayern Munich how to do a set piece because they can't defend them. I don't love having Huari the centre-back on corners, but he is at times our best left-footed taker. And given the fact he puts balls like that in, I feel like he just has to take the corners, which I hate. 15 minutes left in this game. Bayern Munich kind of playing for pride at the moment, of which they don't really have a great deal left. We have absolutely humiliated them in this game here. I mean, with performances like this, I don't want to whisper it too loudly. Could we win the whole thing? Could we do it? I'm probably getting a bit carried away, but we have looked so good in this game here. Musiala trying to ruin the clean sheet. Sneddon puts in an interception. I would love to keep the clean sheet. We're not going to get it. It's 8-3. I lost count there for a second. I did have to double check. Right, Alex on at right back. Since I have made changes at half time, we have been second best in this half, but I feel like we can afford to be second best when we're 8-2 up. And it's not showing on the scoreline. And NDIA scored another. It's deflected in. It's 4-1 on the 9th. It's 9-3 on aggregate. I mean, what do you say? Here, by the way, is the match momentum. You can see it. We lost momentum, didn't we, after we made those changes? We very much got it back with that NDIA goal. Is there time for another? We've had 12 goals across 2 games today. It has been a Rugby Town classic in terms of the goal production. I would love us to, look a bit more solid at the back. But every time Bayern Munich come forward, which albeit hasn't been that often, they have looked a little bit dangerous. 2 minutes of added time at the end of this game is going to go by very, very quickly. It finishes here 4-1. Worth noting, we were playing at the Coventry Building Society Arena, and that looked like a sellout. This stadium, I believe, holds 32,000 fans. Would not surprise me if we've just broken our attendance record there, and what a game to do it in. Elsewhere, Rangers just about scraped through their knockout game. Man City knocked out Manchester United. Liverpool 6-5 over Napoli. That is a fun game, isn't it? Ken, by the way, man of the match. I always talk about the fact that deep line playmakers and defensive midfielders, they don't really get good ratings in the match engine unless they get goals or assists. In terms of match rating, that's probably the best performance he's ever had for us. I love the fact that Jason Lands, he's been at the club since the very beginning of the save game. He was the caretaker manager when I came in, and now he just exists as a coach on like a nothing contract. Like, we don't actually pay him anything. He's just here for the love of the game. I love the fact that he sat here going, yeah, we want Atletico Madrid in the next round. Jason, do you really want Atletico? I kind of want Rangers. I want the rematch against Roger Ospina. Like, from a narrative point of view, it would be perfect, although I have just noticed that he's injured. So if we did get drawn against them, he might not even be fit. Of course, we are now into the quarterfinal of this competition. Who we're going to play, though, you'll have to come back next time to find out. And speaking of that next game against, well, whoever it might be in the Champions League, that is going to be in mid-April. So by next episode, we will have had our youth intake. That's a reason to come back on Monday. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Really, really fun game in terms of the results. Obviously, maybe a little one-sided, but sometimes it's nice to just relish a great performance, especially against a really good team like Bayern Munich. If you did enjoy the video, go down below, leave a like. I'm going to rest up over the weekend. I'll see you on Monday for more. Until then, take things easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.